In this week video, I'm gonna show you a little material about phonology. So in here, I'm gonna explain two things about phonology. The first one is the concept of phonology, and the secondly is phonetics and phonemics, and the most importantly, get score. So let's run it. Phonology is defined as the study of language that studies the sounds of language produced by the human speech apparatus. And the phonology plays a very important role, namely to improve the ability to read, so that the sounds of the language produced by a person can be understood and understood their meaning. Phonetics and phonemics can be illustrated by a quote that comes from an anthropologist named Kenneth Lee Pike in 1997, where phonetics collect the raw of material while the phonemics cook the raw materials. Phonetics is the study of how the sound produced is transmitted until we can listen to the sound with our hearing apparatus. The study of sounds present in human language. Phonemics examines the sound patterns of a particular language and how those sounds are organized and how to use their language. And there's a few things you need to know about phonetics. The first one is the phonemic chart, and the secondly is the International Phonetic Alphabet, and the third one is the sound symbols for vowels. And there's three such a things is how the phonetics reveals sounds are made of. The first one is the articulatory phonetics, is how sound the language is produced by human speech tools, and secondly, the acoustic phonetics is how the sound of the language is transmitted, and thirdly, the auditory phonetics is how the sound of the language is heard and received the meaning of the sound. And there are two types of vocal that we need, namely the first one, active articulars, where we can move our speech tools while talking. For example, we can use our tongues and lips. And secondly, passive articulators that cannot be moved. And as you can see, this is an important part in the process of speech tools in the human body. And we move to the next one, vowels and consonants. Vowels are sounds in which there is no obstruction to the flow of air as it passes the larynx to the lips. It is defined as those sounds that are produced with the oral cavity relatively open to airflow. And the consonants are the sounds produced by narrowing or occlusion in the oral cavity. And the next one is the sound and the soundless. The sound of sound is produced when the vocal cords are almost closed and the air from the lungs causes them to vibrate. And the soundless sound is generated when the vocal cords are open, for which a consonant appear in a voiceless voice. And phonetics and phonological studies can be subdivided into two levels. The first one is the segmental. Segmental element is a category of words or phrases that stand as predicates in a clause. And the secondly is suprasegmental. Suprasegmental element is served to distinguish the meaning of spoken sentence. In the same from sentence can have different meanings when pronounced with different stresses, intonations, or stops. So that's all I can tell you about phonology, and here's the conclusion is the thing is phonetics and phonology are science that both study sound. In phonetics are provided objective ways to describe and analyze the range of human voices used in their language. So the thing is, phonetics and phonology are sciences that both study sound. In phonetics are provided objective ways to describe and analyze the range of human voices used in their language. I hope you can enjoy the video and you can learn more about phonology. That's all I can tell you, and see you in the next video.